Um, every year for New Year's, everybody's got like their family traditions. Like, you take the broom, you wear your red underwear, whatever. Everybody does their thing. Um, One of the things for me for many years has been to choose a word, one word. So it would be a theme that, can be everything. Everybody's like, oh, I'm going to quit eating bread, or I'm going to exercise more. Never happens. So, so it was more like, let's choose a word. And I usually spend a few weeks before the end of the year and just kind of like chewing up and mulling over what is it that I feel like I need, and I kind of put it out in the universe, and then I'll just start feeling it. So this year actually was my year of upgrade.
Your year of upgrade.
So that was my word. It was upgrade.
Okay.
Or is upgrade, because the year is not done. And it's upgrading. It's upgrading, how I manage my time, upgrading maybe my, physical fitness journey, upgrading my career, upgrading my relationships. It's like taking it to another level. Let's turn it up to 11. Okay, we've been here for a little bit. Let's bring it up a little bit. I've had years where it's about patience. I've sometimes I run out of patience and I'm just like, I gotta go, bye, shut it down before I say something that I'm gonna regret. Right? So I choose these theme words that will follow me throughout the year. So this year it's been a lot of upgrade, and I love it because it's opened up so many opportunities. And I really do believe that words have power. And it begins with ourselves. It begins on how you talk to yourself. So let's say, for example, if you're sitting there editing a video and you're like, dummy or stupid, or like we talk to ourselves like that. Absolutely not. That is not something that's acceptable in my playbook. I have to be like, oh, look at you, you're so silly, stop it. Because it will put you in a bad mood. It just will. Y luego te trabas and forget about it. So it's how you have to nurture you. It's not just about loving yourself and putting on the lotion at night and going to go exercise. It's about how you talk to yourself, because the only real relationship that you have with somebody 24/7 is with yourself, dude. And if you don't take care of you, pues nobody else is going to do it.
Wow.
Okay.
Monica, going back to upgrade, right? Which is like kind of like the theme. I don't know how to call it.
It is.
The
It's
year.
my theme of the year.
It's your theme. How are you able to make sure that you don't forget about it? That it's still constant in your mind. That you still do it, because it can be the same as losing weight. It can be upgrade. But at the same time, how is it that you're able to make sure that it keeps going?
So the way I think about it is, how people have safe words.
Okay, I will not ask for what. I don't know what you mean.
Exactly. But there's safe words, right? So it becomes my safe word for me, my personal safe word. So, por ejemplo, we've had rain all week long, and I love, love, love the rain, minus the houses and the streets flooding and all that stuff. But normally, just bring on the rain. So I had my car in the shop, and I didn't have my car for like 4 days. And so I was using my aunt's car. My aunt doesn't drive anymore, and it's an old Buick. It's like a 2006 or something. And I got out of work, and it was pouring. It was just pouring. It was like a deluge. And I was super hungry. I hadn't eaten all day. And I was like, ooh, I want clam chowder por antojada. You know what I mean? And so I was like, Pelicans has the best clam chowder because they make it from scratch. Just saying. And so I called my order. I'm like, I'll be right there, And so I start driving, and the car starts to fog up. And I tried to turn the knob. And when I turned the knob fell out. So I couldn't turn the knob. I'm like, all right. So I was going to open the window, even though it was raining, but to let a little bit, circulation going. And the window wouldn't come down. And so now it's like extremely foggy. I'm on Mesa, and I'm like, whoa, this is not good. I need to pull over. And so I pulled over, and I'm like, what do? I can't drive like this, because it was nighttime. It's all fogged up. Like, there's no way. So I'm trying to turn the car on, turn it off. Long story short, I end up banging the door several times, and the window finally came down. I went to pick up my soup, and I get back in the car, and now the window won't close. So now all the rain's coming down. I'm like, fine. So I'm driving back down to my house, and I had to get some money out of the ATM I just had to get some money out because my brother was going to go up to the mountains. He's like, hey, don't forget to give me, he had to lend me some money. And so I go to the ATM and I put the ATM card in, my card, and it takes it and it swallows it and it doesn't give it back.
What?
Because the rain, it was coming down so hard that it was like shorting out the machine. So it keeps my card. And I'm like, what do I do? Like, I can't leave because it's like enter code. And so eventually it was going to spit it out, right? So I'm at the end of this with the window open, all the rain coming. And I'm like trying to call Wells Fargo, 1-800. I'm like, hello. Finally, the card comes back as it times itself out. It was like 15 minutes later. And I'm driving home with the window down. And I'm all soaked. And I get to the house and I slam the door again and again. Finally, it goes up. So thank goodness. And I yes, I was wet. Yes, I was tired. Yes, I was hungry. But all I could do was laugh. Because when my friend told me this, and she was right. What if that whole time that you spent dealing with the door, stuck at the ATM, it was raining really hard? And what if the forces out there were preventing you from being on the road because maybe something could have happened? I was driving a car that I'm not used to driving, and maybe all of that time interference was meant to be because it was preventing me from being out on the roadway. And you have to appreciate that. You have to appreciate the irony of God being like, you know what, I'm just gonna ruin your day just for a little bit, but it could be worse, so just deal with it. I'm like, all right, and I had to be like, upgrade, Monika, that's your safe word. And it always goes back to my safe word. And I have to, consciously be like, what's my safe word? Upgrade. Okay, upgrade. So upgrade at the end of the day became, well, I am upgrading my car because I'm getting it serviced. So that's good. And I have to be grateful and blessed that I'm still alive in one piece. And I got home and I still have my soup that I can, heat up in the microwave and call it good. Nada pasó. Like, so you got soaked. And what? You know what I mean? Like, it's a blessing. It's God giving me all these raindrops on top of my head, and it's like, so yeah, that's what happened.
That's what helps you keep.
But let me tell you, Eli, my life is full of adventures, and these are just kind of like the things that happen to me all the time. I fall all the time, and I break bones all the time. Not even kidding. It's quite a life. So since I've always been this way, I've always been clumsy, I've always fallen, I've always siempre me pasa like a chandelier fell on my head, like uncommon things happen to me. But I feel that it's just because my energy is so much that things se atraen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it's just because, they want to be near me.
Wow. So it's everything. I mean, such great perspective. Going back, that's what it is. The way you see things, instead of you can put yourself, a mí siempre me pasan cosas malas. It's me. I'm bad luck. Wait a second. Calm down. It's not that. It's everything, including the good. It's just the stories that we tell each other. Right?
Yes.
At least choose to tell a positive story that's going to help you.
Right.
Instead of obviously impact you in a negative way.
Yeah.
Now, I can definitely see, and whoever's watching here can see why El Paso loves you.
Aww.
But at any point, have you dealt with any type of hate?
Oh, gosh, yes.